Okay, so I just got through working out. And this video is not about narcolepsy right now because I am all in my feelings. Not really, but I've just had a couple conversations. I'm a sweat bandit actually. Sweat a whole lot. Um, I'm just that type of person. So anyway, let me just say this. I'm working out and I use 3 different workout videos. And so I use Afrobeats dance workout. Cool. So they French. I love it. They speak in French the whole video, but it's Afrobeats type toning dancing. Cool. The next one I did was a arm workout, 10 minutes. All right. This was a lady of color. Not really sure what, but looked like a little African descent was in there. And then I did ballet stretches, and she was a European descent lady. So I'm saying this to say that as I was watching the different videos, I had thought about, as someone who works out, it's something that I value. I really, it makes me feel good. And I just enjoy it. And then, of course, all the health benefits that come along with working out. So, not anybody's doctor. And that ain't my point. So, anyway, I think about all the time, though, hair when it comes to workout. I was thinking about the women on the workout videos. And I was like, man, when they do that stuff, like they be having to wear makeup and they, be having to do their hair. And no, you're good. And just look presentable on camera. And that's wonderful and great. It's beautiful. It really is. So anyway, I was like, okay, that's great. That's good. They do that. But I specifically was looking at the ones that are African descent because I was like, well, hair is like a big deal, right? Like wanting your hair to, not that it has to be in some kind of style that is super special, but let me see what my boss said one time. When I was first growing my hair out natural, and I had like an afro, and I have a lot of hair. And he was like, can you like contain that? Can you like, he's a white man. He just was trying to say, can I just make it look less big? Very interesting. Very interesting for many reasons. So my point is, I saw this video a while ago, and it was a Filipino lady, and she had her hair straight. I'm saying it intentionally, but I'm sure if you've seen them, you know that their hair is straight. And she's giving this appeal to why her country is so wonderful initially. Then she goes in and starts talking about Western men and why they come to her country. And then it becomes this thing of, yes, I understand why you would love Filipino women, because your women in the Western world are A, B, and C. So when I heard it, because I am not super moved by those types of conversations or the shock value, I think, was more of what I was kind of like. He was talking about her country being so great, like, oh, come to the Philippines, like, oh yeah, that makes sense, yay, that sounds good. Then it was like Western men come here for women, and it kind of made it seem like she was talking about sex trafficking. Don't be trying to come here for, our women and just use us because y'all women ain't no good, basically. That's what it seemed like she was, or y'all mad at y'all women. So y'all mad at y'all women, so y'all come here trying to use our women. Don't do that. And I was like, yeah. Then she goes into, but I understand why you want our women because y'all women ain't really doing what they need to do. So then I was like, wow, it was so interesting. Once again, I can't say that I specifically subscribe to any of the things or maybe even thought about what she was talking about. I think because my values a lot more in would have a more spiritual basis that's grounded in that way. I am not as just almost maybe aware or just my circles are just not like that. So anyway, I think it was eye-opening a bit too. But I was like, that's so interesting. Taking it full circle, one thing that she said that I was like, that's interesting that she said that. So much so I overthought about it too much that I quoted it wrong to another young lady. So I said, the lady on the video was saying how one great thing about us is that we're feminine. And it was some men commenting on it, apparently Western men, and they were just like, oh my goodness, wow, we want to get a plane ticket right now. And they were just making these big deals about that, which I thought was interesting. But I was like, okay. And she was like, she goes on about what that looks like, I guess, for them. And then she says, and we wear our hair in attractive ways. Now, because she was talking about being feminine, I heard in my mind, gotta be clear, I thought she said we wear our hair in feminine ways. And mind you, how she wears her hair is what she has naturally. So that probably is I heard it all. I was like, okay. It takes, I'm a very crock pot type of processor. So I was like, she said, wear your hair in feminine ways. And then she's portraying this long hair that's straight. And so anyway, I was like, okay. But then I was like, I think it took me a couple of days actually. Because then I was like, wait a minute. I ain't mad at you, sis, for you getting this. I don't even know why you would feel like you would need to appeal to I mean, honestly, I think it's money at the end of the day because you ain't make that appeal to Aboriginal men or Australian men or men in Fiji. Like you legitimately said Western men. And they got that. Okay, so anyway. I'm act like, I don't know why she said it. So she said, I thought she said feminine. And then it began to bother me because I was like, wait a minute. If you're saying that we are special, wonderful, feminine women over here, not like the women in the Western world, we wear our hair in these feminine ways, and it's straight, I'm like, women in the Western world wear their hair straight and in feminine ways. The only people who really don't are people who have curly hair. So now, as a African descent woman who has kinky hair, I'm sitting here like, once again, I don't know who our audience is. That's not even what I care about, but it's this message, right? Of like, femininity is straight hair. Once again, that's what I heard. What she actually said was in attractive ways, which still, once again, is you lady, you wear your hair straight. Like, let's just be clear. Your hair straight. And that is attractive. But like, I'm trying to understand, as opposed to the Western women who are not wearing their hair in attractive ways. Once again, I'm like, you can't be talking about white, European, white Western world women, Asian Western world women, or South American, maybe, because some of them have curly hair. But I'm like, who are you talking about? Who doesn't? All of those groups have straight hair in general. Not every single one of them. But I was just like, so who are you talking about that's not wearing their hair in attractive ways? So now I'm sitting here like, wait, what is she saying? Who is she talking about specifically? If she is. Anyway, about working out, right? Like, this is connected to working out with hair. It bothered me because I then start to say, listen, lady, I respect you trying to get men to come and take care of the women in the Philippines, I guess. Because once again, I'm like, if you just trying to get a man, that's cool. But like, I don't understand. Like, you put out this general video to Western men. I mean, I guess keep your options open, sis. But anyway, I was like, that's cool. But like, if you putting out there for anybody to hear, I don't care, like that the standard of femininity is straight hair, now I got a problem with you. And I actually found a lady because I'm like, let's discuss. Okay. And I'm mind my business. I don't care what nobody be saying, but see that I can't, I like, I can't let that sit, because you literally are basically saying that the group of people who do not wear their hair in those ways is basically or though it's unattractive or masculine or whatever. Mind you, femininity is absolutely cultural. Had a conversation with some married couples, talking about gender roles and all this kind of stuff and just all this kind of stuff. But like, the reality is, like, the more you broaden your horizons and understanding of cultures, culture defines femininity. There's not this one absolute view of it. So therefore, my friends living in Turks and Caicos or Jamaica or in a small village in Peru, the women go and get water. The women go and they herd maybe certain livestock. That's their jobs as women. Okay. And I'm like, but here you may say that women shouldn't touch doors. I mean, women shouldn't touch doors. Women shouldn't pick up this. Women shouldn't, let a man do that. Okay, that's here. That still that doesn't mean that the women in those villages or those other places are not being feminine. You can't tell those men that. Those men and the women in that culture have defined what masculine and femininity for centuries on their own. So your view, wherever you are, whoever you are in the world, is not the one standalone view of femininity or of attractiveness. And I just don't, I think, and granted, she trying to sell her people. I get it. But I still think, what I think it does is, because once again, these dudes is on here commenting about it, and for some reason, I was like, y'all, I just, critical thinking is a rare, it's just rare. I would just say that. It's rare. Okay. Just gonna leave it at that. Because I'm like, bros, like, you don't have straight hair. men who are commenting. Mom and daddy probably didn't either. Yet you're going to let someone define that for you to be attractive, even though that in no way is a part of your lineage. And so let me say this. So curly hair in the world, there's only 11% of people with curly hair in the world. And when I say curly, it's from curly, coils to all the way to like what people consider kinks or coils, right? That's only 11% of people in the entire world. So I understand, and that's why there's no hate. I understand that a popular standard of beauty would be straight hair. I do. I get it. I'm not at all like supposed to ass attractive. That's not something that I take issue with in general. But I do if you're putting it out there as the only, right? And once again, I understand because 11% of the world is very much a small percentage. All the other 89% of people with straight hair or maybe a little wavy are not thinking about us. I ain't think about you, girl, with your kinky hair. I just ain't. Like, I got straight hair. And everybody I know got straight hair. So I get it. But I did just feel like these are reasons why I understand it takes a lot more to pour into people who will not see themselves as they ought to because the rest of the world has already defined what they want to define. And social media and all that, of course, continues to bombard you with that. I never understood. I literally am tell you, I never understood why people would say you gotta tell your kids stuff like about their beauty or whatever. I never understood why people feel like they had to tell girls so much like, oh, hair. I personally, I was like, is it that serious? Like, I just never felt like it was. I didn't feel like I was lacking. I thought everybody was insecure in their own ways. Everybody has flaws. Like, it was an everybody thing to me growing up, period. Like, so I didn't fully understand. And then recently, once again, on social media, there's apparently people out there making videos or comments saying, I don't understand why Black women are so confident. And some saying it in a positive way, others are not. And I was thinking in my mind, apart from this video and even hair, I was thinking, why are Black women so confident? And I was like, once again, I've never thought about it. This is something that once again, everybody fits in the same boat to me. Have flaws, insecurities, whatever. But I was just like, what? Help me understand, why is it a question that Black women are like, who shouldn't want another fellow human person or people groups? It's the audacity for me. If I were to go around and say, why are Indigenous people so confident? Why are Hawaiians so confident? Why are people who are 6 feet and over so confident? I mean, you can ask these questions, but even those to me, honestly, are so vast that no. It's more so, why are Indigenous people, why are South Americans confident? Why are Black women confident? Like, why is that a question? I want you to be confident, Asian lady. I want group Asian people group. I want you to be confident. Australians, I want you to be confident. Mexicans, like, I just, it just honestly just goes to show how little people think of Black people. Like, you expect Black people to think less of themselves than everybody else. Everybody, like, this whole world, billions of people, you like, there's an expectation that we should think less of ourselves, and it just goes to show because you think less of us. Once again, this is all new. Never in all of my life have I ever thought as a Black person that people thought less of us. Anyway, it's real, okay? And I'm glad as an adult I'm finding out about it because I'm not moved in a way that I would be as a child, having to work through that. I'm more so wanting to speak. Clearly I'm making a video about it, right? Like, I'm more so wanting to say, like, this is ridiculous. Number one, it's ridiculous to question why someone is confident when I'm sitting here working my butt off trying to get raise or instill confidence in my students, all of them, all colors, sizes. I want to raise healthy little ones, confident little ones. I want them to be self-assured. I want them to be self-aware. I want them to be emotionally intelligent. These are things you should want for human people because, to be honest, like, if I ain't got that and I'm relating to you, trust, I could bring you a lot of grief. Like, it's just so interesting to me. So anyway, that's why too I thought, like, why are you so confident? And I was like, oh yeah, we ain't the standard. We're not the standard of beauty. You are, or whoever be saying it. And I guess we're presented as all these different negative ways on media. And why? What do you have to be confident in? And it's just really interesting, right? Like, and then so anyway, going back to my hair or hair in general, I have braids right now. But as I was working out, it just made me think about, like, what feminine or attract. Like, in different countries in Africa, you have, like, the beauty and elaborate embroidered hair that they have. You probably won't find nowhere else, and that's cool though. But still, like, that's beauty and femininity and attractiveness there. But social media, because of that, its power and influence, honestly, after a while, can even start making them, if they're looking at it, believe that that's not the case, when for centuries that's been true for them. And that's what honestly bothered me. That, and also, so the allies and advocates, right, are very important, because I was just thinking in my mind, the 11% of people with curly hair, guess what? You know what? Probably only 5 of them like the fact that they have curly hair. And this is not the research, but my point in saying that is, if you don't like it on yourself, if you yourself don't even like it on you, I'm like, man, like, it just makes it that much harder for the people who do try to, right? So I'm advocating, right, and I want to be an ally for the confident Black people now, because I'm sitting here like, y'all don't want us to be, and y'all think we shouldn't. And I would normally not even put myself in a group. Yeah, I'm Black, but, like, I'm like, sis, I ain't got nothing to do with y'all. My confidence ain't got nothing to do with me being Black, though. Like, that's the other thing. Like, maybe I'm just super intelligent, super cool, super athletic, which could go across the board for any different culture or ethnicity. Like, it's just so many things. It's just so many things. But anyway, I just want to challenge, and I've been watching different TED Talks on beauty too, just that the reality is I know and I understand that the white skin, European features, straight hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, light eyes, whatever, is the standard all over the world of beauty. I get it. I'm not mad about it at all. At the same time, I can say that and then say other things are beautiful, other things are attractive. And though that is the known standard, that's not mine at all, actually. But I also know that takes some real work of the mind. Like, it's going to take some real mind work to really change the way that we view that, because it's just been what it was. It's like literally it just is what it is. On TV, they ain't gotta say it. They'll just show you everybody who's desirable. And they just all happen to have light hair, light eyes, European this, European white this, that. But ain't nobody said that they are the best. We're just gonna present them as that. And you ain't gonna know. You just gonna agree, nod your head and stay in the matrix, and that's just what it is. And so I get it. I ain't mad at that, but I do want to say to check that, like what we call attractive or desirable or whatever is still programmed until it's not. And with that, also with the whole thing with, women get of color specifically, get dragged for wearing wigs, get, talked about for wearing weaves and weaves, or though everybody all over the known world does it, mind you. And just all the things that I see that we get downed for, like basically berated, like our value is lessened and spoken of as if, and it's like, dang, like, so now the women have to fight against the general standard that is in the known world, what, of the 89%, right? And then those who look like me also believe in that lie are kind of the people too I have to fight against. Because you look like me, male or female, you have hair similar to mine, and yet wearing my hair is not looked at presentable, desirable, whatever. Once again, I'm thinking about them doing the workout videos, right? They gotta, have all this extra, like, not rarely is it just a regular person with their natural hair and that's it. Unless they're white. And I did belly dance. I love belly dance. Been doing it since I was a teenager. That video, she is a woman of color, but also her hair is what it is. So when she wears it down, she could work out. That's what I was thinking. She could wear her hair down, work out, crinkle a little bit, whatever, but it still looked as that feminine, attractive, whatever standard, right? She's a Indian lady. Really sweet, really cute, fun, once again, there's no shade. She just fits into that group. Whereas the women I watched that did Afro beats just did not and could not. Like literally wearing our hair down. And one of the ladies was very fair skinned. She, anyway, she still had curly, kinky hair. Like her, and so wearing it down for us, like my manager, when I wear my hair down is just wearing it out in the afro. And so it will never look like the Turkish or the Indian lady whose hair went down looked, it could go down to her, and not that my hair can't go down to mine, whatever, but it will only look that way manipulated. And this is not, I guess, this is like a hair video. This is my hair video. But no, seriously, I thought about that. I don't watch a lot of TV purposefully. I don't do a lot on social media, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to unlearn what the people who do, like the people who really are like watching it all the time. And apparently, it's bad for the teenagers. Like, it's people psychologically, like they've already studied that how social media is affecting the brains of teens, and how they're a lot more suicidal. They're a lot more like insecure, like all this kind of stuff. You gotta be. You're literally presenting. People are presenting not even their best self, but like, I be wondering, like, I don't understand how your face be every single day. Like, is that what you do? How you have on fake lashes every single day? Like, you literally put fake lashes in your eyes every day? Like, do you wear new wigs every day? Like, it's so many questions. I'll be like, is this trickery? Like, what's going on? Because it just add. I mean, wigs are very easy too, but like, I've worn wigs in my narcolepsy videos, multiple wigs, and I look the same. I mean, my hair looks different, but my face is my face. And I may look more attractive to some people, but the reality is my face is my face. And I'm not trying to alter nobody's reality. I do what I do for convenience, but I just was like, dang, if people watching this, and the thing is, people are very influential, kids and adults. Like, it's like literally the men who were commenting, men of color, about the others, Filipino lady who is a woman of color, right? But straight hair, was just all like, amen in her in those ways. And I just was like, once again, I didn't think nothing about it when I saw it, because I didn't think nothing was wrong with what she said until I thought about it, right? And I was like, So this is why it has to be Black women doing it, because who else is really advocating for that reality of maybe only 5% of us actually love and accept braids, curls, coils, froze, whatever, skin, like, in the curly hair group. Only 5% for real love that they have it. And the rest of them trying to straighten all the time or look different or be different. So that's hard, like that is real. That's real hard. So I just hope people can think about these things critically and challenge other people to do the same, your kids, whoever, and know that the world that they're going to be growing up in, like, is really all about aesthetics. And not for real, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is my father's world. But everybody doesn't really ground their kids spiritually as much as they can. And so that's honestly another TED Talk. But so yeah, all you have is what you see for a lot of people. And shoot, I'm an advocate. Go live in the village somewhere and just have a happy life. Somebody's rainforest. Shoot. Because I know you can't just necessarily duck and hide, but people gonna have to do a lot of mental work. And it could be done. I'm not like hopeless. Hence, I'm making this video. I'm not hopeless. I believe it's going to be done. I believe there are people who will disrupt the world in a good way. You know, mess up the status quo because it needs to be messed up. But I just wanted to say that. I need to go to bed. Peace.